Okay. It says you are live. And there's nobody in here. That's okay. We'll wait till people come in here. Oh yeah, but also that this is probably gonna play again. So welcome to MoniqueEmpath's live stream. Told you guys I would do this again, and this time I am more professional than I was the last time. Not that I wasn't professional, but I mean, I got some video clips. I got this like itinerary, blah, 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 those kind of things. So kind of excited about it. It took me a while to like, I was so prepared for this that now that it started, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself, even though I'm so prepared. But like last time I did it, oh, and I'm going live on Twitch. Okay, so this is live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on Twitch. No, I was just saying that the last time I did this, I really didn't know what was going on. So it was all exciting in the moment because I'm just like figuring this all out in the moment. Now that I've all figured it out, it's like the excitement. Does that make sense? It makes sense. I'm actually talking to someone else here, but I'm talking to you guys. So my plan is that I'm going to do this regularly. Regularly. So my plan, this is my intention. Okay, I don't know if this is really what's going to happen, but my intention is that I'm going to do this on, what days did I say? Like 3 times a week. So like, I think, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's my intention. And it would be a different, I'd like this time, 9 p.m. Eastern to 11. And then I'm going to try another 11 a.m. Eastern, or maybe even earlier, like 9 a.m. Eastern time. So there'll be like 3 different times, like an early morning, a night, not like late night, but night, I guess like late evening, and then like an afternoon time. So try to get everybody all over the world to do this. So I have my drink. This is nothing alcoholic. It's just a Perrier. Also, the camera is not flipped. So, and I like it, like the mirror thing of the camera, and I don't need to do this. So everything will be backwards, I think, to me. Okay. So a little intro about myself, MoniqueEmpath, and I'm a psychic medium. Well, that's the marketing play for psychic medium. I like to think of myself as somebody who's just highly intuitive, hyper vigilant. That's it. That I am a person who exists on my, not exist, but I use my intuition first and foremost for a lot of things. It's like, first it would be whatever my intuition is, and then I would follow it up on facts. So yeah, that's kind of how I see myself. The thing is that calling myself a psychic medium, it's like I was already highly perspective, and I guess you would kind of say reading people, not like professionally, but I would just read people for like all the time. That's how I always was. And then I met a psychic medium personally, not like trying to get a reading or anything. But I met her, and she was like, and then learning about what she does, and then I used to follow her. Actually, she used to do streams too. She used to do streams on a different platform. And that's how I got to see how she interacted with people, how she did and stuff like that. And I was like, that's kind of what I do. But I didn't think that was like, I thought there was more to it than being a psychic medium. And so that's kind of how I became one. So thank you for joining. I'm just going to ramble a little bit. But no, we are going to do questions. So we're going to do, you guys can post your questions, and you can post your questions right now, even though I'm not at that part yet, but post your questions. And then I'm going to go down the list and answer each person's questions as they posted. But there's some things that I want to say. So yeah, so that's how I am a psychic medium. So I would reinvent the term psychic medium if I could, to just a highly intuitive person, a person who's just highly perceptive. When people say psychic medium, it turns into like, I don't know, like, you guys got to tell me. I want to know what the general masses think when they hear psychic medium. Obviously, somebody who could tell them about their future, predict their future, but what does it actually mean? Like, what do you actually think about a psychic medium? Anyways, that's a question I could put. Maybe I could put that in a, like, answer the question or turn it into a poll. Do you think a psychic medium is, I don't know, I would have to think. I don't know what other people think of a psychic medium. I am here. Are you there? I am here. Oh, wait, hold on. Is my mic on? I am here. Are you guys all here with me? I'm here. I see the questions. I see one question. I see somebody. Am I here? So I have this cute little itinerary. So yeah, we're going to answer questions. We're going to answer questions for a large part of the day. We're going to answer questions. Hold on one second. Because you know what? Okay, you can hear me. I don't have a producer. I thought it was fake. You're really nice. You thought it was fake. That's kind of like a weird, odd compliment. I worked really hard to make it look so extra produced, right? So it doesn't look like I'm just like in my bedroom somewhere. I worked really hard. And the lights, and I'm not even happy with the lights. So if it looks fake, I'm going to take that as like, it looks super good that it looked like it couldn't be real, right? Okay, so hello, Christopher. Hello, Lucy. I don't know if Jackie's really in here. She had posted that question, like, you know, when this was like days ago when I posted that I was doing this, she posted it. So, yeah, we're gonna answer questions. Oh, yeah, so we're definitely gonna answer questions. But I made this like cute little, well, you can't really see it, but this like little itinerary. See how professional I am? It's like I'm my own producer. Maybe I was a producer in a past life. Okay, so who I am, MoniqueEmpath, psychic medium. I actually do hold actual private readings on here. It's going to be like, you know, I'm answering public questions and it's going to be a public kind of thing. So because it's public, I'm very aware or protective over, like, you guys are asking questions about your life. So I'm going to be answering it in a way that I can, you know, somewhat protect your identity or protect yourself. So it's not too personal, right? I mean, no one really knows who anybody is, but if somebody does know you and knows you entered this session, then they would be able to, you know what I mean? So there's a difference between having a public reading and a private reading. So I do private readings, and you can book me for that at another time or any other time. What else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, safety and mental health. So I'm a psychic medium. My position is that I think of myself, or really like I think going to a psychic is, yes, I can connect to spirits or energy. So I have something interesting to say about that. So my thing is, why would somebody go to a psychic medium? So I feel that a psychic is a person that can give you a deeper perspective into something, a different perspective in something, insight into what is probably going to happen or what's going on. For you to have, isn't it like, imagine you're being presented with something, right? Like a question about life or what's going on and stuff like that, and you don't know what to do. But then you are able to see all the outcomes, or the most likely outcome. You're able to see different perspectives, what that person thinks of something, you're able to see such a broader perspective, right? So then you would be able to have a better understanding of how to move forward, right? That's what I see. That's what I feel like a psychic is from. And let me tell you, not only am I the president, I am also a client. I too have gone to psychics sometimes to see about my future, but not really. So more times it's like I'm having a lot of different thoughts about something or different feelings, and I just want to hear another perspective of it, right? So let's say I'm thinking something and I'm like, okay, I think that's going to happen, but I'm not sure. And then I hear another perspective like, no, I see this happening. Then it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It helps me reframe my brain from what I'm thinking. And, it's always like, I see it as I'm not controlling your future. So I don't have no power over your future. I don't have no power over your choices. I'm telling you what is, what I see. Like I explained it on my last video, it's like the human GPS. So like a GPS, right? In your car, right? Or your whatever. It tells you what's up ahead. Like the GPS says, exit 2 kilometers on your left. Or it says, there's heavy traffic in 10.9 kilometers, or you know what I mean? Or your destination. The GPS is telling you what's up ahead, right? And obviously it's pretty accurate because it's the GPS, but you still have the power to decide whether you want to go that route. Maybe you're already so on that route that there really is no turning back, but you still have the power to choose which way you go, what you do, and those kind of things. So that's how I feel, like what I think a psychic reading should be for. Like if you hear something, like if the psychic predicts something that you don't want to happen, we have to remember that that future didn't happen yet. Like it's a prediction. It actually didn't happen yet. So you should be able to do a lot of stuff to change the course of that, right? So anyway, so that's what I so as for like your mental health, I don't feel I can. Okay, so a psychic reading can be very healing, right? Getting a broader perspective, a deeper perspective, an insight, connecting, you know, the ability for somebody to read into your soul. So what your subconscious is doing, what your soul is doing, it can feel very rewarding. Bringing up stuff that's down, bringing it up to the surface, expanding your mind to different things. It can be very healing. But as for like severe anxiety or very dark thoughts, again, I don't control what's is happening within you. So we want to, be cautious of protecting ourselves and taking care of our mental health while we're seeing a psychic, and not to depend on the psychic to, well, I mean, that's my position. There are readers out there that have the position of they want to help heal you and cure you and that kind of thing. Again, the experience can be fulfilling, healing. You can have an epiphany, rewarding, grounding, confidence. Yeah, keep asking, post your questions, keep posting your questions, because we're gonna do like a whole question kind of thing. Hello, Benjamin. Yeah, so post all your questions and we're gonna get to that. Okay, so I still get really excited that I'm doing this. I used to do, I digress because I've already told that story before. How I used to do these live sessions all the time, way back in the day on Google Plus, and I used to love it, and then it stopped. Okay, so I feel pretty cool because I also love editing and I love making things fancy. And I don't really get an opportunity to do that sometimes when I make a YouTube video. So let's get the party started, okay? So I feel really funny. We made this cute little video, all right? So here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. You have to. I love it. I think I didn't even want to make that video because I felt like it was way too dramatic. But my little mod was like, no, drama is the best. Like, make it as ridiculously dramatic as possible. Again, things to make me happy. All right. I'm going to have a sippy because I have an itinerary here. It was not, thank you. I have an itinerary here, okay? This is to, we do need some structure in an unstructured world, although we're all witches and warlocks here. Okay, I did that. I talked about that. Yada, yada, yada. I have random talk about myself. I did that. All right. Oh, segment 2. This is the question and answer part. So, I mean, this whole thing is really just about question and answer, but and remember, we're doing this quite often, okay? So we did this on Sunday and we're doing it today and we're going to do it again. So just keep coming here with your questions, okay? This is where you can get it. Okay, so I'm going to go. There's not many of us in here. Hi, B. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, V. There's not many of us in here. It's just a cute little party right now, right? So I'll be able to answer your first questions. I'll be able to go a little bit more deeper into your questions. And then if you have more questions, I'll start answering everybody's second question, okay? Let's make sure we have everybody's first question, but we can keep going on in here, okay? As long as it's like there's room for us, we can go. We got time. I hope you guys don't have anywhere to go and hang out with me. Okay, I did that. That's the rules of engagement, how to get to the questions. I have another video. Okay, I have another video. But this one's a little bit important. Okay, here we go. I'll play the video. And then my mod over there is saying to play the video. Yeah, so I got to do what the mod says. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you guys were able to read all of that, but basically no medical questions, no medical questions unless you want a spiritual answer to your question, but we'll tread that cautiously. No diagnosis. I'm not going to diagnose you. No pregnancy related questions. So about conception, questions about if you will have children. Yeah, let's tread carefully around those questions as well. And no legal questions. I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. So let's not. And the thing is, okay, so it's like, could I see the answers to those questions? Yes. But it's kind of like take advantage of a psychic medium as a person who can answer questions that other people can't answer, right? So if a doctor can answer the question, like, you're going to have to go to the doctor anyways, right? Okay. No legal questions and no questions about, we want to be cautious of people's boundaries. So please don't ask me where somebody's living. You know, if you haven't had contact with somebody for a long time, please don't ask me where they're living or who they're dating. Let's respect people's boundaries, right? Although I know those are the questions that sometimes we want to hear. All right, let's get to it. Questions. Okay. Here we go. And thank you guys all for joining. Okay, see, this is where I really, like, there is a mod here, but she's kind of like, oh, she's actually taking notes. Okay. You guys would laugh if you see who my mod is. Okay, I know Jackie posed a question, but she's not here. So Lucy Juicy. I hope that wasn't offensive, Lucy. Oh, another thing. If you ask me a question and I'm using the pronouns he and she for, I'm just going to use those pronouns for male and female. It's not necessarily like I'm not respecting someone's gender pronouns, but there's a masculine and a feminine energy in the whole. We could go on about that, but I'm oh yeah. Okay, so I I may use he and she for context. Correct me if you do not like the pronoun that I'm using, and I will adjust it for you. But as I'm reading, it's the energy that I'm reading, and masculine, feminine. Masculine is just logical, more like my mod is giving me notes. 1 second. Our producer there's a word from our producer. Don't ask for her to make things.
Like create future.
Oh yes. See, my mod's awesome. She says, make sure to tell them that I don't create your future. I just read it. That's a good tagline. That's one of my taglines. Okay. Yeah, he, she, masculine. Masculine does not necessarily mean sex. Well, it could, but masculine is generally towards somebody who's more logical in their thinking, more constructive in their thinking, more linear in their thinking, or their energy, or the way they do things, more direct, more like, I would say more black and white. And feminine is more when I say creative thinking, more out of the box thinking, more open to expand. So you could be a male, identify a male, born as a male, and have maybe feminine, whatever. I think you guys get it, right? Okay, welcome who just joined. Post your questions and I'll get to them. Okay, Lucy. What adventures await me in retirement? Oh, that was something else I wanted to mention on, but what adventures wait for me in retirement? That's a good question. That's a very, very, very broad question. I will answer general questions, but I encourage you guys to ask very specific questions, because a general question is good. A vague question is going to get a vague answer. Okay. Because when you say what adventures await me in retirement, adventures, I mean, I have a farm about 3 kilometers down from me, and going to the farm on farm market day is an adventure for me, right? So when you say adventure, we would have to articulate what do you mean? But as I'm reading your question, I feel, Lucy, that you mean, like, you just want to, like, when you say adventures, I feel that's a little bit like you're talking about what can you expect now that you're in retirement? What's your next like what's it gonna look like? Is that correct? Does that make sense? That's what I feel like your question is. It's like, what is it going to look like? So Lucy, retirement. I see, Lucy Juicy. I see a lot of yeah. Okay, good. Your question is more like what can you like it didn't come off like you were asking me like what like are like you know what I mean? It seems that way. Like you're just asking like what is it going to be like? So anyway, to answer that question, I'm seeing that it's going to be a lot of like hate to say, well, not hate to say it, but follow me to the end of my sentence. It might sound weird at first, but follow me to the end. It seems like a lot of puttering around, kind of like, I mean, and this is what I want you guys to do in the chat too. When I read something and give it, I want to know if you guys have picked up the same thing too, because I have this thing, I feel everybody can see what I see, and I don't always feel like I'm giving anybody some special information. So that's it. So your retirement, I feel that I feel like it's a lot of casual stuff, like a lot of, I want to say relaxing, but not necessarily relaxing, because I do see there's a lot of like, thinking about what you should do or what's going on, or, okay. My producer told me, thinking about what you should do, thinking about what's going on. I don't see an exact like, thing that you're going to be doing. It looks like a lot of like doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, you know, it feels to be honest, when I look at it, it looks very comfortable, relaxed, not pressure. But when I step into your energy, I feel like that actually might bother you. If that makes sense. I feel that there's a sense of wanting to be busy, or wanting to take something on, or wanting something to happen. The sense of like, I'm looking for something to happen, like almost like when you finish a book and you're ready to start the new book and you want something. So like, I feel like that's what that's what your energy is saying to me. And so I feel like the kind of, just doing that, going there, casual things might be a little uncomfortable for you, because there's a sense of like, I'm waiting for something to happen. And I feel the word waiting for something to happen is quite, like I purposely want to use the word waiting. Hold on. I see that there's some things that you're thinking about doing and that you would like, but there's no like, no solid plan of what to do. That's what I pick up. Let me know if I'm wrong. And I would say, let me know if I'm wrong, because, hey, I'm just a medium. I'm not God himself. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel it's a lot of like puttering around, tinkering around, and this sense of like, I want to do something. I want to do something, some ideas, but nothing really planned and executed. As yet, at least. I do see, and I know this is going to sound cliche, or well, again, people in the chat, tell me if you guys feel that too, okay? Gotcha. A note, 1 second, a note from the mod. The mod says, the please don't lie. It's unfair to the party, AKA people in the chat. The mod has a point. Sometimes when people are asking questions about their reading or asking questions about themselves, sometimes people are not quite truthful about their experience of what's happening. So it does, I'm going to pick that up, but I mean, it does make the reading a little bit more difficult, because now I have to read into the fantasy of the lie. But yes, Lucy, I feel that. I feel it's a lot of tinkering. Like, I feel actually you're going to feel, I don't want to judge your experience. When I look at it, I don't see anything major dramatic happening, but I don't see anything like negative happening at all. It feels very comfortable. It just looks like you are a person who's like, I need to do this. I need to go. Like, I want, like, always something. So being in that kind of calm state and kind of just, okay, what to do today? I think that's going to be a little bit challenging for you. So more like getting used to it, challenging and stuff. I was gonna say I do see a trip, and that's what I was saying. It sounds like that's gonna be cliche, because a lot of people take a trip in retirement, but I do see a trip, and I do see a trip where it is like stepping a little bit outside your comfort zone. It's not a trip where it's just almost like the funny thing is, because it does feel like an adventure. But not like how do I say it? It looks like a trip of, like, for example, visiting a land, a popular place, like a land, like, you know what I mean? Like something, or stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Not exactly like to say a huge adventure, but it looks like something like that. So that's what I feel you can expect with your retirement. All right. Christopher Gray asks this. Okay, can I connect? Can you contact spirits? So reading a person who's, hold on, what kind of spirits are you talking about? Okay, because we're all here for psychic readings, so we understand there's a phenomenon that we could talk about. We could talk about paranormal, or just like someone who's passed on, which kind of are two different worlds. Let's get into that. So first of all, I don't do like paranormal hunting or ghost chasing. I don't even like to use the word ghost unless I'm like being very like tongue in cheek and colloquial and like joking, like I'm gonna say joking around, but you know what I mean? I would consider a passed on person a person. Like they're a person. They still have an energy. They still have a bot. Like they're a person. That's how I consider like a passed on person, right? So I might use the word spirit, but I usually use the person. So this is okay, hold on. Because we need to get into this, okay? So I'm a little bit different than some of my psychic friends. Yeah. Well, yeah, I am. I am. Because I didn't come into being a psychic medium as of like, oh my gosh, psychics are awesome, then I want to know, and then I got this power from my grandma. I didn't. I like stumbled, fell, cracked my head, and now I'm here. Like, I still sometimes don't even understand how I'm here. I'm a very logical, scientific type person. But the way I feel about passed on people or energy of the people passed on. So there's a lot of energy here. I have a lot of bright energy right now. Okay, so when you put your hand on your chest and you feel your heartbeat, there is an energy, a literal energy, electricity, power, whatever it is. There's a power that's really beating your heart. That there's a power that's sending off the neurons in your body. There's an energy. It's almost like when you plug in a device, right? So like my phone, it's not plugged in. There is a battery in there. The battery has power, right? Where did that power come from? The power came from when I plugged it in. You get what I'm saying? There's a power. Get it? Wi-Fi. There's a power within us, right? So and that energy is contained inside the body, right? Inside my body, there's this power, this electricity, okay? So if my body, my flesh, my bones, my body, my organs cease to exist, stop to working, that power still exists. It just does not have a physical place to be in, to exist in, right? So it's the energy that's powering my hands, powering my thoughts, powering my things, powering my subconscious, powering my connection, and it's being expressed. This is how you guys are seeing it. If I no longer have a body and my body ceases to exist, that energy is still exist. That is the energy that I read when I'm reading you. This is the energy that I'm reading when I'm reading somebody who does not have a physical body. That's what I get, right? So when people talk about ghosts and spirits, and I'm not even sure that's exactly what you meant. I actually feel like you meant like Lucy's going to do a lot of gardening. Yeah, like that's what that's cute, but that's exactly what I feel too. Like you're going to be, there's a lot to do, but I think really the story about Lucy that I'm picking up, I don't know if you guys are picking up too, is just a restlessness and trying to get used to that. And I can so relate to that. I could so relate to that. I think a lot of us can relate to that. So yeah, the energy. So if the thing and hey, let's take it a little bit further. The earth is an energy conductor, right? That's how gravity works, that's how magnetism works, and all those kind of things. So basically there's an energy from the earth or around the earth or surrounding the earth that's powering me, that's come inside me, and it's being expressed through me. So this energy is being expressed by I talk a lot with my hands, the way I like to wear my hair, how I speak, how I connect. That's how this energy is being expressed. If I don't have a physical body, that energy is still there. It just doesn't have a physical, tangible way to express itself, but it's still there doing the same thing. So when I don't have a physical body, I'm still going to be this person, this energy doing these things, right? And that's what I connect to, the energy. When people say ghosts or paranormal activity, my perception is that it's different worlds, right? And we're always trying, I don't know what it is about us humans, and I say us because me too, we always, when we can't see something, right, but we know it exists, we then give it very human or very our characteristics, right? We say it does what we can do, or it can do what we can do, right? Because we can't see it, so we don't know how to perceive it, so we give it our own characteristics. So when we talk about ghosts and paranormal activities and energy or ghost moving things or turning off lights and all those kind of things, okay, energy can influence those things, but to move in the physical world, you need to have a physical body. Like that's how my energy needs a physical start to move something physical. If I no longer have a physical body, my energy cannot interact with physical things in that kind of way. I'm not saying that your great-great-grandmother is not going to flicker the lights for you one time or those kind of things, but that's a whole other type of psychic that delves into that. And I just don't. I leave it to them. You know what I mean? It's just not my whatever. So yes, I can read spirit. So yeah, that's that question. So keep going. Okay. There's this question. Oh, my producer says something. Oh, okay. my mod said I really should get her in here so she can literally mod. She's writing on a notebook. It's really cute. But if you guys knew who my mod was, you would get it. She's just an itty bitty person. Okay. So yeah, and when I read past on people, they're just a regular person. So they just don't have a physical body. So we'll get to those kind of questions when I get to that. Any luck on love for me, V. Hernandez? Yes. I do see luck for you in love. The interesting thing is I feel like there's some luck and love around you right now. There's someone around you now that I feel in your life. Now asking, yeah. Yeah, so there is someone around you now. So I do feel you're gonna get luck and love in your life. Sometimes I'll pick up things that because it's happening so soon. Timelines are also an interesting thing. It's happening so soon that it will, because timelines are an interesting thing. Okay, so when somebody says, when is something going to happen, right? Again, they're looking at it in a very tangible line, right? When I read energy, there's no real, think about it. If a person can see what is happening in the future and also see what's happened in the past and see there is no linear time is not linear. It doesn't go like it's like anywhere you want to go. It's this concept of like there's parallel universe. It's like, oh my gosh, there's this gentleman, he does this YouTube video about he's not like a spiritual person, he's like a science person, but he does this whole thing on the dimensions, and he talks about, he goes from the first dimension right into I think he goes up to like the 10th or the 12th, and he speaks of what those dimensions are. Like one dimension is just a flat object, 2D has two sides, or one dimension is just a point, 2D has 2 points, 3D is like you can see around it, 4D, 50, and all those kind of things. Anyway, so there's a dimension, I believe it's like the 7th dimension, and what that expresses is like something is happening on this plane and something is also happening on that plane as well. So it's like essentially it gives that whole thing about you could be living in, I could be MoniqueEmpath on this dimension, but then in a parallel universe dimension, I could be MoniqueEmpath, but I'm a lion tamer or something like that. So then, if you can jump from all those different dimensions and all those different things, time is like a weird thing. It doesn't completely, So when I read time, what I look at is not literally like the time. I look at like when the person is experiencing that. So I'll step into the energy and say, so like the question, any luck on love for you? And I do see love is around you. I feel like someone's here. And if they're not physically right here in your life, I feel like it's so close that to me, it feels like here. So I'll step into the person's energy and feel like when, when they feel that thing. So when V is going to have luck and love and luck in her life, right? when she's going to feel that. And then as I'm in her energy, I take a look at what's around and what's surrounding and connect a whole bunch of things. And that's how I get a timeline. So it would be like again, with V, I feel like it's happening right now, because when I look around, I feel like it seems so in the present moment. And that's kind of how I look at timeline. So any luck and love on you? Yes, there is. Absolutely. Luck and love. Good job. Lucy said, I was describing what state she's at for retirement. Yeah, I can totally see that. It's kind of like listen, I get that often. I'm often in that state because I am that person. My mind is always busy. Sometimes I'm hanging out in the future. You know what I mean? Because, I'll get an idea and I'm like, oh my God, I could see that happening. And then I get so fixated on that thing happening, and then it's like all of life has to happen, and then I feel like I don't know what to do. Like I feel but life could be going good and everything, but I'll just feel a little like, so I get that. So it's really just a mental adjustment. So there you go, V. That's the question. Okay. Hello. It is happy to see you. Okay, where do you see us headed here in Ontario and Canada over the coming months? I'm seeking to find my footing on what I need to be doing. Yeah. So I want to stay away from political questions, but let's go there. Well, let's go there to an extent. So I feel we're fine. I was saying this to a client a couple of days ago in a private reading. We're fine. We're fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. Yes, there's some things, can I invite you guys to the perspective that things sometimes sound scarier than they really are? I'm reading this book, and I've been reading it for a year. It's been taking me a year to read it, because it's a book on it's a shaman book. If I can find the link, I'll send it to you. But or I'll post it or something. There's this book on the shaman, is that the idea is that, okay, what you see in your present life. So when I look around and I'm looking around at this cute little studio that I built and where I'm living and all that kind of stuff, right? That's like, it's like an iceberg. That's only like an iceberg. It's like you're only seeing how much percent of the iceberg do you really see? And then there's so much under the surface, right? So the thing that you see, if you're, oh my gosh, it's riding maybe a Titanic. I was about to use a Titanic. It's probably not I don't know. Maybe we could channel some people on the, no, let's not channel people from the Titanic. Okay. But what I'm trying to say about the life and Ontario and how we're going to be and what's going on, it's like I feel like we're witnessing the iceberg, or we're witnessing the big thing. And because there's this thing where they're like, okay, what you see in the present is one aspect, but then there's so much underneath, and you got to think like deeper and stuff like that. True. But I think it's about learning to see them both, appreciate them both, and not get overwhelmed by what you see, the tip of the iceberg, and know that there's so much more, but then also not submerge yourself into the so much more that you're not paying attention to what's in front of you. So in the whole thing of Ontario, what I see is that things sound scary, and they're overwhelmed, or they're a little bit chaotic, or this is happening, and all these kind of things, and there's so much unsettled, but like we're gonna be fine. we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. It's like to be aware of what's going on, so how to, somewhat like you take it day by day, but also whatever plans, ambitions, goals, things that you want to do them. Go do them. Like, you know what I mean? Go do them. Like, if I have to wear a mask when I go to the store, I mean, that's what the present state is now. That's what's the tip of the iceberg. So I'll wear the mask, right? But if I want to travel, cross wherever, I'm gonna make those plans. And where do I see us headed here in Ontario and Canada over the coming months? Okay, so this is gonna sound, I don't know. You guys be the judge of this sounds far or close or what, right? But July, I know we just hit it in August. Hi, Nikki. Hi, baby girl Aries. Nikki Bra. Aragon. Oh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. July, I do see around July we'll be saying, wow, remember that thing that happened? Remember how life used to be? There's a sense that around that time, this time will be so in the past. I again, I don't want to get into like political things, but I feel that again, the news and the media really, and I mean, I'm not conservative. I'm also not super left. Like, I'm in the middle. You get what I'm saying? But I do intuitively, the media is how do I say this without getting myself in trouble, demonetized, or get myself kicked off of here so I can never come back on again? There's telling a story, sharing news, sharing information works best when it hits somebody's emotion. You get it? You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying behind the line? Right? So if I'm the media or the news and I have to tell a story, whether the story be true or false, the point is that I have to make it emotional. I have to make you feel some emotion towards it. That's how you could take it. Okay, so I feel we're fine. We are fine. There's some things that need to be sorted out, but energetically we are fine. I do feel that there's a lot of sense around how we got here. I mean, yes, there's a spiritual aspect of everything, but I feel it's a lot of overconfidence, not being prepared, a lot of overconfidence. I think that is one of the challenges in our society is overconfidence, or overconfidence and fear. Those are the two things. When you're scared of something, we sometimes can become so overconfident that we know, like, we just want to act like, oh, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing, but we don't. Sometimes fear is a good indicator of that you need to learn more. You need to slow down. And I think that's where we all miss the mark. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Now, I'll be here for a while, so I'm answering a lot more questions, but that's what I have to say about that. Is there any spirits there for me? So of course there's spirits there for you. If you mean spirits as people passed on, your family, your loved ones, people you cared about, people that you knew that have passed on are here with you, they're still here with you. The only difference is that they have an expanded understanding. So, not to toot my own horn here, but or any medium psychic, right? So the idea is that a person with high intuitive abilities has an ability to have their mind open to so much more, that although our energy is constrained in this body, there's a part of us, highly intuitive people, could be you, could be me, could anyone who's really high intuitive, they have a way of being able to expand a little bit outside their body without fully leaving their body at the same time. Okay, so spirits around you, if there's any of them here for you, that's what they're doing. They're still here. They're still here. grandma, great grandma June is still great grandma June. She just doesn't have a physical body. She's still doing what June does, and she's still there for you. So when we ask, is there any spirits out there for you? We can be specific. We can say, what does grandma June have to say, or what is she up to? Or, what does she say, right? So that's that question. Back to it. Even contemplated leaving this country. I've sent you a link. I sent your link to so many people. I hope they all come. Oh, that's great. That's great. Actually, come on in. I can tell you what the world has done to me. All these changes. I think the thing, and I mean, everybody's saying this, but it was in an interesting spot where I saw a lot of people were forced to have to think about what they really want in life, or think about it. It really was a moment of like, if it all ended today, what's important, or what do I want to do, or in a different sense, if I lost so much today, how can I back that up? And because some people were in like a stagnant type energy, it kind of created a sense of, now I have time to think about things. So that's what happened to me. I'm like, I used to do this all the time and I loved it. And I stopped because my like private reading business got really overwhelmed. And it was, to be honest, I wasn't overwhelmed. I just chose one over the other, to be honest. But yeah, I leaving this country, it's like, Benjamin, when I read you, I can see that an ambition to leave this country was always present in you at some level. There's travel within you to go, and I feel that there's been some constraints within your environment. Not just everything is in our control, right? Let's just say that everything is in our control. The ability to manipulate what's in our control is sometimes more difficult than other things, right? That's the oracle answer. That's the oracle answer right there. Everything is in your control. It's the power to manipulate those things that are within your control for your best interest. But Benjamin, I read for you that traveling has always been in your energy. It's always, or leaving has always been. It's like, I get sometimes my visions or things that I get are like a cartoon, like movie type image, and I'm getting this, like always, like you have always been reaching, your energy has always been reaching outside of your environment, but it seems like there's a lot of constraints within your environment that keep you here. So it's no surprise to me that the state of the things that have been going on in this world would also amplify this thing. It's almost like your energy is looking for a way to break free, a way to spiritually manipulate your environment to give you to take you to the places that we're going to go. So sometimes we say we want something in life, right? And we don't know how to get there. It's interesting how the state of wanting something, it's an energy, and you are putting that energy out there. So I always say your feelings are much stronger and more influential than your actual, like what you tell yourself or what you say out loud. Okay. That's why mantras work, because you have to say it so much till you start to actually feel it. And once you actually feel it, that's when it starts to amplify. So a feeling of our feelings, we have feelings of stuff, but we're like, we can't do that because we can't do that and we can't do that or that. That's probably true. I'm not saying it's limiting beliefs. I don't like that term. Oh, you have limiting beliefs. No, you probably are really limited in some of the things that you're doing, right? But it's your feeling. So all we need to do is have a feeling about something. You have to really feel it. And you'll be surprised at how that energy, I would want to say the universe works in your favor, but it's not just that. It's your feeling seeps through you. It comes through your skin. It comes through your mannerism. It comes through how you do things, your smell, your aura, your everything. That's how I read you people. Everybody is giving off this energy. So what I'm reading about Benjamin, what I read about Lucy, what I read about V, we all, that energy is there for all of us. It's just some are more in tuned to pick up that energy. So when you feel something, it is like whoever you talk, everybody in this chat is picking up that Benjamin has this thing to go. Everybody's picked that up. We don't consciously know we've picked that up, but we've picked that up. So you're sending this signal out into the world and all different things. So an opportunity comes that's going to make sense, and you'll get there. I do see you leaving. I do see you moving far. Hello. Do you see me moving to a new state to be with my partner as the right move to make for my happiness, or should I stay where I am? Remember, I don't create your future. I just read it. So I can't tell you. We should have something like, I don't know, we should do something fun every time we do that. So I can't tell you whether it is the right thing to do for you, for your happiness. That's very subjective. That would be me telling you what is happy for you. So the way I can answer that though, is that I will take a step inside your energy and feel what, like, as you, what will make you happy, like me as you, me, because I'm there, I'm in you right now. So the first part of the question is, do I see you moving to a new state to be with your partner? And the way that question is worded, there's a lot of like again, this is one of those things. Are you guys picking up what I'm picking up? Are we reading each other in here? Is this that be? Do you see me moving to a new state to be with your partner? Okay, that's part A, I would say. There's a lot of stuff I'm picking up that I'm seeing. Obviously, it's like this is the part where I'm like, these things are obvious, and you understand me clearly, Benjamin. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, B. Do you see me moving to a new state? Okay, so do I see you moving to a new state? One, I pick up to be with your partner. I pick up there's a lot of deeper context in that first part of your sentence. Okay, there's I don't want to say a struggle, but see what I'm doing? There's stuff there. Okay. Now the next part of it, and about wondering if it's right for your happiness. Okay, so the first part comes off to, I pick up that there's some, how do I use this word? This is the thing. This is why I say I wish somebody could invent a machine that could, or something that could hook up to my brain as you guys answer these questions, and it just displays, because I'm seeing images and feelings and everything, and it's creating a picture, but now I have to find words that make sense, and it's like being in two places at once. Reading you, I enter like my daydream state, and it's like I'm daydreaming, and it's hard to daydream, and then basically it's like dreaming. Imagine having dreams, but then being able to be awake enough to talk. Okay, so here we go. I'm seeing about you moving with your partner. I'm feeling that alone is some questions and stuff and things like that. It doesn't look like it's a question about just physically being able to. Well, yeah, there's that, but it looks like there's more. It's not. It looks like, for example, if you had everything perfect to physically move, like if you needed a flight, transportation, everything was there. You just stood up and everything was there to move. I still think there'd be some hesitation, if that makes sense. I do see that there's some struggling of, I don't want to say struggle in the relationship, but there's some not convinced, not there yet with the move in the first place, right? Again, remember, because this is a public chat in a public thing, and this is going to be on YouTube for basically forever. I'm going to be very respectful and cautious about how I actually articulate your readings. Okay, so if you're like there's a little bit in between, as long as you understand, we're good. Okay. So there's that. I'm gonna leave that as that. If you want to know more, oh, hold on. I could do this cool thing. Okay, hold on. I'm probably gonna share the wrong screen, and then you guys are gonna see my like, oh no, something embarrassing or something. Why did I do that? Okay. This is what I want to do. Is that? Oh, I think I did it. I don't know how I'm doing it, but oh, I did it. Okay, look at that. Okay, so you guys can. Oh, I think there's a link in the description box. Oh my gosh, I sound like a YouTuber. Click the link in the description box. Okay. Anyways, there's a link in the description box for bookings, and you'll get to this page. And as you can see, these are the bookings you can have. I categorize the readings because, as you guys can see, I talk a lot. Okay, well, I'm purposely talking a little bit more here because it's live and I'm trying to make it interesting. But I also, in the reading, I try to give lots of detail, very, very detailed. It's a lot. So I like to categorize the readings, or else it. I've been doing this for 9 years. Yeah, 9 years, and early actually on, but over the years, I've learned how overwhelming that a reading can be. Like good overwhelming, but it's just a lot of information, a lot of things to process. You just heard something that you whatever. These are very personal questions, so you need time to like process it. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like general readings, because it's just too everywhere. Like we want to get to what your questions are, give you something to process. So when you leave the reading, it's there, it's going through your body, it's creating whatever it needs to create and do. So I do readings in in categories. And so there's intimate relationships. I think that speaks for itself. There's career, life transitions. I just recently added that because clients were saying that they have questions that didn't fall into the category, and life transition seems to be a big transition. Like Lucy, that would be something that you asked for about retirement and those kind of things. Finances, I mean, let's not ask if we're going to win the lottery. If you're going to win the lottery, you're going to win the lottery. Most likely you're not going to win the lottery. But if you're going to win the lottery, you don't need a reading on if you're going to win the lottery. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to win the lottery. I mean, if I woke up with the numbers, or if I got a vision with the numbers, trust me, I'm playing them. I had a dream last night about the numbers 1 and 3. So take that with you. Take that with you guys. Okay. So finances, it's really about, maybe you started a business and your work, like finances. I think that speaks for yourself. And then I have extended versions of the smaller categories. If there's a category that you would love that's not really in here, hey, let me know. But yeah, you can click a category. For example, if you wanted to click relationships, you would just click it. That's how it works. And then you could click this time slots. And then it's going to ask you to create a login, and then it will take you to pay, and you can pay. It's secured by PayPal. You obviously don't need a PayPal account. You could just use your Visa, but it's processed through PayPal. So they keep everything secure. They hold the funds. They make sure that the reading gets done. And if the reading has to be refunded, it's there before, you know what I mean? So you're good. You could dispute that. And that's why I like using PayPal, because it's secure. But yeah, if you want a more private reading where I would get into more of the details of what I'm picking up, particularly about that last question, we can go there. But here we're just having fun. Okay, how do I stop sharing this now? Oh, there's a littler button that says stop sharing. Okay. Okay, so I actually I see I see a situation where your partner comes to you. And I know right now it might seem like, what? No, that couldn't work. Let's leave it up to weird things in the future. Let's leave it up to how weird things happen in the future, or the future sometimes is just weird. I do see, okay, so the question sounds like wondering if you're going to be happy with your move, and I'm going to dare to say with your partner, if you're going to be happy with your partner. I see an internal challenge going on here. So can I invite you to the perspective that sometimes when we're not certain about something, right? And we might have not be certain about it for good reasons. Like, let's say if that dinner I'm going to eat is actually bad for me, right? Let's say it is really bad for me, right? So I'm having like hesitations about it, right? That's fair. I'm having hesitations because my hesitations might be, but sometimes I could be just having hesitations because I'm not comfortable yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I actually want the dinner yet. Might not be anything bad with it, but I might not want it. But that hesitation might be more like, maybe I don't want the dinner because maybe I actually want to start going vegan or something. You know what I mean? There might be more to why I am having the hesitation and not necessarily something bad. So right move for your happiness. Again, I can't tell you what will make you happy or not. That's subjective. But I can say that I feel that your ambivalence, why you haven't come in here saying, I'm moving with my partner and this is what's going to happen and I don't even need this. I think the ambivalence is going to last for quite some time longer. I think there's going to be, there's a little bit of a struggle going on there, which again, that obviously makes sense to the question. But to answer your question, I see more of an opportunity of that partner coming towards you than you going towards them. I do see happiness within this partner, but I do see some unsure about something. It comes off to me that there's something, I'll say it comes off to me that there's things that you need your partner to do, or you would want your partner to do. And there's this taking of the weight on yourself, like as if I have to do these things, or I need to do these things. And I feel that when I read more, as I'm reading more deep into you, I feel like that might be a little bit of your personality, that you're very the doer, the ambition, the one that's going to do things that you take on a lot. But something right now is like you're just struggling with that, you know? Maybe you take on a lot with this person and those people and that thing and job, but it's like in this situation, it looks like there's this like trying to understand my roles, my wants, my desires, how much I do, how little I do, what do I expect from the person, what do they expect from me? I think that's going on. And hey, it may feel uncomfortable and anxiety, but hopefully I can give you some I give you a consolation, a star, confirmation that makes sense to me. But we can always talk more about that later or in a private, okay? Anytime I'm around. As you saw, I have my schedule there. I'm around. Okay, so I'm trying to get to everybody's first questions, and then I see some second questions, and we'll do them again. Also, you guys, I have merch. Let me tell you, I made this merch. That's my brand. That's the Empath. You guys get it, right? It's the, you know, for the longest time, I didn't know what to call this logo because it just is. I don't want to call it the Wi-Fi guy, although he is, but I don't want to call it, he is the and then I was calling it the light worker, but he really is an empath. It's like, this is exactly what it is. This is what we're doing. We all do this to each other. There's like, think about psychic readings, or that energy is like human Wi-Fi. Like that's what's happening. You're projecting it. All you have to do is feel. I know, you guys, go with me. It sounds really cliche, but all you have to do is feel. If anything, if you feel sad about something, you need to take time to feel sad about it, okay? Your body says, I need to feel sad. We do a lot to resist sad feelings, or we do a lot to, we don't want to feel sad. We don't want to feel hurt, understandably. But when you are hurt, it's like you need to recognize that you're hurt. You need to feel it, because that energy is going to go out into the world, and that's how you're going to get the thing back. If no, energetically, Wi-Fi energetically, we got to make up something for that. Okay, we really do. If we don't know, if you don't put out your true feelings in the world, energetically, you're not going to get that. So the more you prevent yourself from feeling something, like if I start to feel depressed about something, or if something starts to really get me, I actually I can't lie, I fight it too. I totally fight it too. I definitely fight it. I really do. When I start to feel sad, I'm like, why do I have sad? Why is that going on? What's it? And I mean, that's what anxiety is. And I am riddled from head to toe with anxiety. Listen, I may be able to tell people how to get through things, but it doesn't mean that I'm the expert at getting through. I you know, those who can't do teach. But yeah, you got to feel your feelings. You got to feel them. We can't be scared. If somebody breaks up with you, if you have a broken heart, you have to feel that. You have to allow yourself to feel that. You just think, anytime your heart is broken, think about me. Anytime my mom is saying something, I don't know what she's saying. Anytime your heart is broken or anything, just think about like me. Think about, if you cry, I'm like, literally, MoniqueEmpath is going to feel it. Okay? MoniqueEmpath is going to feel it, and I am going to give you love back. I am going to give you some heart back, right? Oh, she's giving me names. Night, dark guy, sunshine, light guy, Y guy. She's trying to give me names for the brand. But anyways, yeah, so that's I have merch. So yeah, I originally made it for myself, but the company that makes these, they also like sell them to other people. Like it's that you can make it and then sell it. So it's there. There's a store. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. Hello, can I get a message from Spirit next week? I don't read Spirit. I read you. So there's no spirit that I'm connecting to that's going to give me a message for you. I'm reading you. I'm reading you and what's going to happen. There are readers out there that read through spirits or read through spirit guides. I mean, I understand the concept. I understand. So I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying I don't read spirits. I'm reading you. I'm reading what's you. So yeah. Evening, can you tell me what's next in my love life? I see a bunch of things. Okay, first of all, there's I see a little bit of a, I don't want to say okay, I'm saying the word complicated, and I know complicated is going to sound like negative, but it's not. But I'm seeing a situation where there's going to be it looks like a few suitors, you would say. And I see that they're going to have a few suitors in your life. There's going to be a few people there, Nakibra. And I feel like it's going to, and again, I'm going to use the word messy, but I don't mean messy as it's negative, but I'm seeing a situation where there's this one person that is into you, and you're kind of, into that person and there's something going on there. There's someone else and then you're not sure about that one. So it looks like a lot's going to be going on. That's what I see next in your love life. So if you're completely single in a lull, there's some things coming for you. I feel a little bit of moments of feeling overwhelmed, but I don't see anything like negative. Like I don't see any like anything bad. It just looks like a lot of not knowing who to choose or just not knowing who to choose. And I mean, hey, that anyone, that's sometimes a good position to be in. You want to have like a few options so you can crack. Well, sometimes it could get overwhelming. I see. But as for like a stable thing, I get about March. It all comes, it figures itself out. How's that? Okay. Okay, so this is an interesting question. My friend Calvin sadly passed away on a motorcycle accident. Sorry to hear that. I was wondering if there's anything he has to say. Okay, so let me know if I'm right or wrong, Christopher. And B Halo, you understand? B Halo, you understand what I'm saying? And yes, okay, great. And Donna Marie, of course you can have a reading. Just ask a question. We're technically all reading. So just ask a question. So this gentleman that's passed away on a motorcycle. Okay, so let me know if I'm reading the right person or if I'm just picking up somebody else who's come into your life. I know, and this is always sounds funny. It's going to sound like I'm, that famous reader that just says things and hopes they connect. If I make sense to you, I make sense to you. If I don't, it's no, like that's fine. Like that makes sense as well. But I'm picking up a gentleman who's very like, got a little bit of a wit to him, a little bit like almost like a cool, like, I don't want to say a cool guy type of thing, but just very, he would, even if he was like a quiet toned or quiet voice, he was very extroverted in the sense that he was very friendly to people. Like he could connect with people very well. Like I don't want to say he necessarily had a lot of friends, but very like extroverted in that way, like could hang with that person and kind of, was like, was a nice person to be around type of thing. Like had a cool kind of, hey man, hey bud, like, that type of energy. I do feel like let me see again. This is the person I'm seeing. Let me see if it makes sense to what you're saying. I see a person with like a slim type body, or like slim, athletic, slim type body. I don't feel he's not saying anything particular. I get the sense that before he passed, like you guys were friends, but there was still some distance between you two. Not necessarily physical, but like distance, like there's some distance between the relationship. Like the relationship was a little bit, I don't want to say removed, but there was some distance. Does any of that make sense? Let me know if any of that makes sense. But I'm not getting the thing is, it's not saying that I'm not getting him, but there's nothing that he's particularly saying. And he's showing me that there's some like a little bit of a distance. between the two of you. Yeah, let me know if that makes sense. Yes, he lived in England. Okay, yeah. So okay. So yeah, yeah. So he's not okay. So 1 second, Calvin. Yeah, it's like he's not. Again, remember, I tell you, they're a person who's passed away is the same person they were when they were living. So if there was, not much, not to say that there wasn't communication between you, but if it was already like we were already like there's still, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Aw, you're welcome. You're very welcome. But definitely has this like cool vibe with you. Like cool, like you guys are good. You guys are good. Riley's up next. Oh, you guys want to see my merch? Okay, look, because I know how to share screens, and my mod really wants me to share the merch because she's kind of a part of it. Okay. Very good. There's my merch. Okay, we tried out different things. Ooh, I think there's a sale on right now. Oh, no shipping. No shipping. No shipping. So we got a lot of hoodies. I really like again, I made this stuff for myself and I'm really like a hoodie t-shirt girl. Hoodie girl. So there's that. The backpack. We'll show you that there too. We've got school bags in. I don't know if they're up, but we're doing a little bit of different things with the logo. You guys like that? You guys like the logo there? Oh wait, that's not gonna work. Oh yeah, you guys like the logo there? I was liking it. I like that. That was, yeah, I was wanting a little like patch, like Starship Enterprise, like, a little patch thing going on. But there you go. I think these prices are in Canadian because that's where I am. But yeah, there you go. Okay, we should, you know what? Next time we do this, we'll do a little bit of a show. Oh, 2 days left for free shipping. You guys, honestly. Connecting to empathy. I think what should we call this thing? But I'm going to call it the empathy thing. Hello. Do you see me dating a guy with the initials JD or AN? This just sounds like a little bit of a... Are we in a tangled... Are you dragging me into a tangled web here? Hopefully they don't know you. Oh, my mod wants me to do a giveaway. A merch giveaway? We'll have to plan that. Well, yeah, we could. We'll definitely get. Okay, you know what? Shh, don't tell anybody. But we'll do. Shh. It's just between me and you guys, okay? We'll do. You know what? As soon as I said giveaway, all of a sudden the little bit of people that we have in here watching just pumped up. They heard giveaway. But we will. We should do. Yeah. Tell me which ones you guys like. The one where it's in the middle or the one where it's on the side there. Okay, so this question's funny. Do you see me dating a guy with the initials JD or AN? I see AN really coming forward and really wanting to make this happen. So let's say it was a race between, okay, Riley, let's say it was a race between JD and AN. I see that AN like would beat JD like in the race, like would show more or do more, be more. Not to say that JD wouldn't, but it just shows that AN would seems to have a more intense wanting this to happen. As for who you decide, I mean, this is an interesting question because You're asking me what you are going to choose. If I read you, if I step into your energy, I'm going to feel what you feel. And I'm going to feel, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, okay. I feel that there's this, like, I do feel you're indecisive. Okay, So I do, when I step into your, and when I'm Riley, and I feel like there's something about JD that I would be excited about. Like there's something that's like, oh, like it's great. Like that would be cool, or that would be whatever. But there's something about JD that I'm not like, I have some, what word we say? Like there's some, like JD would be on the, I hate to say this word, but the pedestal. Okay, you put JD up. I'm out of frame. Put JD up here, and then the steps to get to JD up here. There's like one of these steps are rickety. Like I don't. Yeah, like I don't know, but it's like and then AN seems like it's a easy, it's almost like, again, me and you, it's almost like, seems like an easy choice. Oh my gosh, this hopefully these people don't know who they are and then follow you in here and then hear me say this about them. Yeah, my mod drew a tear and stops going up to the tear. But oh Lord, you guys are gonna get me in trouble. You guys are gonna get me in trouble. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's so funny. Thank you, Christopher. I'm glad that did make sense to you, because it's. Oh right, you're gonna get me in trouble. Oh my God. Okay. Because remember, you guys, like, this is not just like, oh, this is so different. Like in a private reading, I could say whatever I want, right? But here I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta respect. It's morphogenic field. Ooh, is that what we were talking? Morphogenic. Ooh, morphogen. You're gonna explain to me what morphogenic means. Like, I get it, but I want to hear it. Okay, so I gotta check my itinerary, guys. Like, I'm trying to run a real podcast, trying to run a real show here. Okay, so I did it in a segment, then we took a break, then we shared the merch, we shared the booking screen, I random talked, mental health. Guys, take care. Okay, this is just in my notes. So take care of your mental health. A psychic reading continue to use psychic, whether it's me, I know you guys are going to come to me, but whoever you choose to go to a psychic reading, think of the psychic reader as your portal to the information that you need to hear. We don't need to put power onto the psychic reader and say that they are going to tell me what I should do to fix my problem, or they are going to just think of this. I'm just your I'm just your vessel. Like, just use me. I have boundaries and I have morals, so I can protect myself. You just use me to get the information that you need to conquer the things that you do. And anytime that you feel that you're trying to accomplish a goal, or you're trying to do something and you've got readings on it and it's not coming through, whatever, I really want you guys to consider, and I know this is going to scare you all and half of you guys are going to leave. You guys are going to consider therapy. Now, I am an affiliate of Talkspace. I know, so they're not sponsoring this, but they should. But I am an affiliate of Talkspace, so yes, if you click my link, I do get a little commission. But the reason why I find it interesting that Talkspace even accepted me as an affiliate, because psychic, therapist, there's a little bit of there could be a little bit of a war between them, right? So when Talkspace learned what I do or how I give readings or whatever, they really appreciated that. And also, I've seen quite a few shares of psychic or therapists in my life. I'm no stranger to the couch, none. I take advantage of therapy because it's like this. Okay, let's say I see something in my future or I want something, right? I'm trying to manifest something and everything I'm doing is not going right? Then I know there's something within me that I have to look inside or readjust. I can do, it is difficult, but I can do some of the self-work and look at, but it's hard. It's hard to look at yourself, right? You need other perspectives. So I'll go to one of my psychic friends, say, what do you see about the situation, whatever. But when it's something that I want, like if I get a psychic reading, I say, I want that house. Do you see me getting it? And all my psychic friends say no. To me, that doesn't mean that I can't get the house. That means that I'm not doing something or something's not in my energy that I'm getting that house. So those are the reasons. Well, I have a lot of anxiety and I had some issues. And you know, being a psychic and seeing things, sometimes I have to check in with the therapist to make sure it's not schizophrenia or anything like that. Let's double check. They go in for a couple of times, like, nope, you're good. And I'm like, okay, you know, gotta. There's a fine line. So yeah, so if you want something, if you're trying to do something, if you're trying to accomplish something and it's just not working, or you're getting readings and it's not going the way you want, think about therapy, because a therapist will help you. A therapist is trained to find those things within your psyche, your personality, your behavior, and say, hey, this is a problem. And you could go to a therapist and say, I am trying so hard to move. I am trying so hard to make this relationship work. And I'm whatever. A therapist can go that, and they can help. They can actually tell you and guide you and figure out what things you so you can do it. But the thing is, when you go to a therapist and you've done all the work, then come back to me. Come back to me and we'll check to see if it really worked. Okay? All right. So that was my plug. Let's go back to some questions. Okay, good. I'm glad you totally got it. I'm glad you'll go to YouTube. Sure. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I think so, but wherever works best for you. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to get to everybody's first questions. Hi, Patrick. Benjamin. It's like the hoodie is like a big reminder, right, Benjamin? Yeah. Get yourself one. Or we'll do a giveaway. But you can get one, you can get backpacks. Oh yeah, look, she's got marker on it. Well, that's my mod's backpack. It's actually a laptop bag, but it's really cool. You put it there. And we also have like these canvas bags. This is the one I use. It's really cool. Again, I got all this stuff for myself because I just want to be branded up and down because I'm just like that. I used to work in marketing, guys. So maybe this is my trying to get my little marketing high, pretend like I'm what. Anyways, no, I used to work with brands, so I don't know. I think my brain's been constructed. Okay, let's get back. Where are we? Yeah, therapist. So therapist doesn't listen. You don't go to a therapist because something's wrong or no, you go to a therapist to help them rework your energy inside. So then you can go get the things you want. Take advantage of therapists, just like you're going to take advantage of me to help you see what's on your path. Take advantage of the therapist. Those things together, and a lawyer, we get it, right? And a nutritionist, we get it. Nutrition. I think so. I think I got to everybody's first questions. Girl, good. I'm glad you guys like the merch. Hurry up and buy it before I get trademarked something from Wi-Fi. I looked it up. I can't. Wi-Fi is it's not but hurry up and get it before. Something does happen. I think I just spilled all the water here. Okay, anyways, back. Let me focus in my brain. Oh, I have bipolar. Will I have a mental breakdown again or not? Well, I can't answer medical questions. That's in the room. Oh, hold on. Somebody ask a medical question. We'll be right back. Fridge on the personal responsibilities of someone else. The disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you if you would have an episode again. A mental breakdown. I hope you don't. Yeah, the rules say no. My mod put that up. The rules say no. I hope you don't. Take care of yourself. And if you do, we'll be right here when you get back, and life will go on and we'll be right here with you. And you're supported no matter what happens. These things happen. I've had a few breakdowns in my life, and I thought I wouldn't get through many of them, but somehow Monday turns into Tuesday, and Tuesday turns into Wednesday, and September turns into December, and that's just how it is. Like, that's all I have is that another day is going to turn into another day. But we'll be Donna Marie right here for you. Still trying to think of merch names. Faster Guts. Faster Guts, not Faster Guts. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you got an Instagram? Yes, my descriptions, our socials are below. I know there's a way that I can, I'm MoniqueEmpath really everywhere. MoniqueEmpath on Facebook, MoniqueEmpath on Instagram. There's 2 Instagram handles. There's MoniqueEmpath, and then there's the real MoniqueEmpath, because I get overwhelmed with it. I don't even have that many followers, but it's just, sometimes even the amount of 10 followers and all these people and all these posts, it overwhelms me. So I made another one to kind of help me manage my stuff. Okay, Patrick. That's how we would say. I'm Jamaican. Psychiatrist versus therapist. Well, psychiatrist. I would say therapist. Therapist is what you want to go to in the context of what I was talking about. Hold on, I'm getting over my questions. Do you think I will date the girl Jenna Tills? I see no. I got a no. I got to know. Let me know. Let me know how that goes. Let me know if I, psychiatrist versus therapist. So therapist is what I'm referring to. Therapist. A psychiatrist is one to diagnose you with a disorder or those kind of things. A therapist is one to help you reframe your thinking, find out what your cognitive distortions are, or, manage anxiety. A lot of times it's anxiety that prevents us from stuff. So not necessarily limiting beliefs. Again, I don't really like that term. Not necessarily things, but just anxieties. And anxieties are, if you're anxious about something, that means something is scary. Like something really is scary, and it's to work out your fear of that and to overcome your fear of that. Anxiety does prevent a lot of things. So speaking of doctors, I went to somebody's second question before I went to somebody's first. Hi, Mary Jane. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. She makes me feel alright. She makes my heart sing. And when I... Okay. Sometimes I like get so into something and it's like I kind of like not black out, but it's like, okay, wait, what am I doing? Let me get back. Where do you see my career going? Well, that's a very deep question, but where do I see your career going? Well, I see it doesn't stay where it is. I see that there's a rise. Thank you. I try. You know, I could carry a tune for like a block or two. Oh, morphogenic girl guy. That was the name for the merge. I like it. Okay. That's up for the running. You have a brain fart. Yes, a brain fart. Where do I see your career going? Yeah, I see. Okay, so it's not staying where it is. It's going up, Mary. It's going up. Like I do see some. Is it like okay? So there's different semantics. So there's promotion, and I would use promotion where a higher up comes to you and says, hey, we are moving you up. That's a promotion. But there is also ways that people move up in their career, but it's not necessarily a promotion. Like they either apply for a higher up job or they move or they, different things. But whether semantics or not, I do see you at a higher level in where you are doing now. So even if you were an entrepreneur and it's your business or whatever, I do see a higher, it comes off as like a higher title, a bigger jump, your move, like it's going up. That's where I see, and that's as much like how I can answer the question. So generally in a more private reading, we could talk about Donna Marie, your first question was about your bipolar? No? Sometimes if your eyes for... Yeah, Donna Marie, hi, can I have a reading, please? And then the next question was about... Oh, I did miss it. So again, I don't read from spirit. I read you and your energy and what's going on with you. So I take a look at I step into your body and I take a look at what it's saying and what it's doing. And then I look ahead of your life. I don't get messages. You are the spirit that I'm reading. Oh, I like that. Oh my gosh, I like that. That was good. When people say, do you read spirit? But you are the spirit that I'm reading. It's not it's nothing outside of you. It's you. You are a spirit. That's a conversation I'm having with your higher self. That's exactly what it is. So what's next for me in life? Again, that's a very broad question. I mean, so sometimes it comes off like I don't want to answer the question, but it's not like I want to answer the question. But I want you guys to understand how detailed a reading can be. What's next for me in life? Like tomorrow something next is going to happen. The weekend something next is going to happen. Like next things like I'm doing this live session today, and then tomorrow I was going to produce a video. Those things are next. So when you ask what's next, like what there's like, there's so much. That's a question where then I have to look at your life and then I have to choose what I feel is valuable to you. But I want you to have the power of what you feel is valuable to you. So if I was a book of your life and then you opened it, what would you be wanting to see? Or you're just nosy as to, I mean, we all are nosy to our own life, but You choose what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you need to see. And so what's next is like, let's see, let me look at your life and see what is next. I guess it's because the feeling that I want anything that I say to somebody, I want it to be super valuable to them. I don't want it to be like, oh, what's next? Oh, I see you traveling, I see you doing this, unless it's super valuable. You know what I mean? Like I don't come from a place where, like I mean, it's very unique to you. You have a very unique and personable life. You want to know what, you're going to age, is it with children or career or family or move or a job or a big purchase or a connection with a family member that's been disconnected? Like, there's so much happens. And think about your life. Everybody do this. Think about your life from September 2020 to September 2021. Think about September and think about all the things that's happened in the year. And so you're saying, what's next? There's so much that's going to happen, So we want to not narrow it down, but we want to, okay. So that was your question. I do see something about, I see a lot of different things. So I'll let you ask and be a little bit more specific or more, detailed. Okay, we got about 15 minutes to go. So I'm going to try to get to, when people pass on, when people pass on, they're wonderful. they don't feel pain. They don't feel hurt. Things that they were confused about, they often are more clear on it because they have that larger perspective. This is again, we all do this, but things that we can't see or things that we are ignorant to, like the afterworld. We always want to personify it and make it like us. So we think that if we go somewhere, it might not be, you know what I mean? Like as if it's a place where it could be okay or not okay or those kind of things. But then also depending on someone's beliefs or their beliefs or maybe their religions. But if coming from my perspective, if you want to embody my perspective, when a person's physical body dies, their energy is still there. It's there. It's still, the waves, the energetic waves are still there. Can sometimes people pass and they are unresolved with the fact that they've passed, and they still want more to do with their physical body, and they're having a hard time with that, that adjustment. That could be difficult, but that's not that they're not okay. That's just a difficult adjustment. Sometimes when people pass, they They remain so they don't expand, like they have. Okay, so just because you can see more and understand more and know more, doesn't mean that you're going to appreciate it, or doesn't mean that you're going to appreciate it, or that you're going to accept it, right? There's a lot, even us in our physical world, we can hear information, but there's cognitive dissonance. There's all kinds of things that prevent us from accepting insider information. So that's a situation where somebody has passed and don't they don't want to accept the greater perspectives or the higher living that they want. Again, just like mediums, just because somebody has the ability to see these things or have these perceptions does not make them a good or bad person. They're still resolved to how they feel, type of thing. Just because I can see, and just because I have empathy is the ability to feel what somebody else is. Well, there's different kinds of empathy. I can actually share this with you just before I go, and then I'll answer these few last questions. But as this is empathy. Empathy is, here, I'll share this with you guys. Just because they're like sharing stuff. Hold on. Will I get married to my partner, James, and will we have kids together? See, I knew there was something more in specific that you would like to know. I do see a long term with James. Like I do see long term. I see a long standing relationship there with James. So the ability to have kids or not have kids, that's not something that I'm going to look at. And when I say I'm not looking at something, so think of your reading, or reading you. Oh, I went on to another question. You're reading you, right? I'm reading you, and your life is like a book. When you come in and you ask a question, it's like your book opens up. And I wait for you to tell me what page to turn to. And I just turn to that page and then I read it. There's like 1,000 million bajillion. There's a billion pages in your book. Okay. And so much context, right? Okay. So things like medical health or pregnancy or those kind of things, right? When you ask those questions, I just don't look at those pages. So it's not that I'm seeing something and then not telling you. It's just that I'm purposely not allowing my energy to enter that page. So with kids, I can say, I don't see any barriers to entry. Get it? Any barriers to entry? I don't see any barriers to entry. So that would be something that, again, if wanted, if you both want, you could have. So I'll say that. But as for long-term and marriage, I see that if James asked you to marry him, you would say yes. And I see that he would be open to that marriage as well. I get a sense with him that he kind of feels that you're already there. So sometimes it's kind of like he's just like, we're there. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you kind of get comfortable and forget like, oh, my partner might want that official paper, that official ceremony. I think that's where James might be coming from. But again, James is going to come in here and see that I'm talking about him. So I'm going to leave this there so it's not too personal. Mary Jane, I love your vibe too. I think everybody who came in here was pretty good. Like you guys are fun fam. Okay. So Patrick, there was a question from your previous question. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a second question, but go ahead. I'm not sure who to see. I have an addiction. Won't say what, but I'd like to hear your opinion on who to see. Addiction, I would see a therapist. I think your first entry into any kind of support, I feel is therapy. Like, well, I shouldn't say I feel. I know. I can speak very confidently of that. That anything that somebody's going through, even if it's just they had a bad day, or they feel that they're depressed, or they're struggling with substance use disorder, or whatever it is, right? I would say your therapist is where you go first, because the psychiatrist is more of the one who's going to give you a diagnosis. But the point of the diagnosis is so you know what kind of treatment to have, right? Like you are suggesting that you feel you have an addiction. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I mean, there's obviously reasons that you know for yourself, but the point is that the psychiatrist would be the one to say that you have an addiction is substance use disorder. So substance use disorder, there's a whole bunch of things that are going on there, not just what your what your preference of addiction is, what your vice is. There's a whole bunch of why you have that addiction, what's going on, there's a whole bunch of things. So the psychiatrist would diagnose that and see if there's anything else. Maybe it's anxiety you have. Maybe it's depression that you're using your addiction. If you have an addiction, this is all like I'm saying what you're saying. I'm not reading this. Maybe it's depression that you actually have, and the addiction is what you're using to medicate it. So then your actual diagnosis might be depression. And so that's what the psychiatrist would do, would just say, okay, this, but then you would go into therapy. You would be actually, after a psychiatrist, you would be seeing a therapist, generally on the regular. A therapist can also do the same thing. They would help you cope. They would help you manage whatever your challenges or whatever your goals are. So the therapist will help you manage that. And it may get to the point that the therapist will say, okay, if you would like, we would need to get you a formal diagnosis. But a person does not need a formal diagnosis to be treated. Because again, if you have addiction, it would be learning whatever, I don't know, I'm not a therapist, but the point is that if you have what you feel is an addiction, then the therapy is giving you things to do to help you change that behavior or take a look at that behavior, right? So therapy is like the course, if you will, the training, if you will, right? You can get training without, becoming the thing, right? But the psychiatrist, that's what they do. And psychiatrists are most the ones that can would give meds or be able to, they work with the brain and the mind and more that kind of thing, where the therapist is working with your day-to-day, your how do you cope day-to-day, how do you get through that? So I would say check out a therapist. I would say the first, and it's actually easier. I don't know where in the world you are, but it's actually easier to go to have access to a therapist first than a psychiatrist. And I think, personal opinion, I think it's more, I don't know. I think therapists are the ones to go, because that's a place where no one's labeling you yet. Again, a diagnosis is not just to label you, it's to help you figure out what kind of treatment you need. Because again, if you have an addiction, substance use disorder, there's a certain type of treatment to treat that. If it's actually depression, there's a certain type. So you don't want to go to a therapist and they're treating you and giving you all these tips and tricks for something that's not working for you. So that's the point of a diagnosis, right? However, I feel that a therapist is, again, this is just, it's more of a safe place. It's a place where you can just like go and say crap and not be labeled. You know what I mean? You could just say, like, a therapist can't really diagnose you. It depends. Certain levels of therapist, but really they can't really diagnose you. So they're there to like listen to you, help you figure things out day to day. It's a more comfortable thing. I think when people think psychiatry, it's more like, yeah, I don't know. I could go on and on and on about that. But yeah. Donna, you are welcome from previous addiction out from previous anxiety. Well, there you go. So I think I just said what you are articulating, Patrick. And from previous anxiety and stress. So yeah, okay, hold on, let me say. I am not using my intuition to look at that part of your story because I don't have a constructive, again, remember I said when I give people a reading or information, I'm trying to give them something that is valuable, like constructive to them. And I wouldn't be able to confidently give you something valuable and constructive. So I'm not looking at that. But you stating that it's from previous anxiety and stress, who knows, maybe it's not really a substance use disorder. Maybe it is, but I'm saying like anxiety and stress, maybe if you had help managing that, it's possible the addiction won't be that challenging, or the opposite. Maybe it is the addiction that's challenging, that's causing that. So I would say therapy first. But anyways, I think I got like everybody's first question. I think there might be another question. So we just finished my second stream. I'm so excited. I just did too. And you guys made it so much fun. You guys made it so much fun. I love it. If you guys want to obviously see me again, I will be here. What do they say? What do the YouTube people say? They say click the notification bell.
Like and
Subscribe.
Otherwise, bad things will happen.
No, I'm not
like
going to say
you'll
that.
have macaroni and cheese, and then there will be no cheese.
Okay, so the mod says subscribe, or else you'll have bad things will happen. Like you'll have macaroni and cheese, but then there'll be no cheese.
I don't know.
Oh, you did. Thank you. And again, I do why can't I can't control V. Because I was doing it wrong. There you go. So that's me. My website. You can click there if you want a private reading. Also, the links are all below, even including the therapy app, the therapy link, our affiliate link. Check that out. And I think there's an offer. If the link doesn't provide you an offer, come back to me. I can also give you an offer for the therapy if you want to look into that. And that's something you could try, test out. You could talk to them, see if it works before you truly commit to anything, so you can figure it out. And thank you guys for being a part of this. I hope it was fun. I hope I was entertaining. Okay, bye everybody.